Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Vagrant. Now, something kind of funny happened in between the last recording and this one. I started recording and I've just not been on the ball enough to pay attention to how much free space I had on my SSD to record videos, which, yeah, using an SSD instead of a big hard drive to record videos was probably a mistake in the first place, but that is how it's set up. So I did walk to the left a little bit, but I'll show the same content as if I didn't. I really only got halfway through the next room before I ran out of room, so it could have been a lot worse. Basically, to catch up with the story, we have a golem-like creature who stole our Ring of Zoa, which is like the Ring of Power from Lord of the Rings. We're chasing after him on the left, and then I imagine we are going through this gate, either to the Void, which is a whole new dungeon, or possibly just a boss fight. I really don't feel like there's a high chance of there being a lot of more gameplay in this game. So there was a treasure chest over here. I guess these ghosts at this point are just designed to be annoying. There's a pile of dirt over here. There is a pile of rocks over here. Although I guess technically they are poop. I don't know if this enemy encounter happened the first time I walked through here, but it did happen when we walked backwards through it to get back to the same area. And then there was a chest over here. And that's as far as I got. So it's all new content to me after this point. Or new content and maybe a bit of an exaggeration. It's all very repetitive, same old content. But I hear the ghost laughing. So we have a green particle coming out of that doorway, but I bet that doesn't mean anything. We still really haven't seen anything that we can really do with this gold, which I find confusing. Like, ideally, it kind of feels like the best trade-off you could get would be if you could turn gold directly into mana. Like if I could take 48,000 gold and do a 1-for-1 trade-off to 48,000 mana, then all of a sudden there's a real solution. Maybe what happens is there's just a lot more platforming in a void version of the world. So we go through the gate and we have to go back through every little room in every area, but then the rooms have been designed a second time. I suppose that might be an interesting twist. It might convince me to regain some faith in this game, and faith in, frankly, the Steam review system, which I haven't seen a lot of evidence to indicate that Steam reviews are just horribly inaccurate so far, but let's make that stronger. Let's see. Let's go ahead with that one too. But yeah, I suppose it could be a factor. Let's go go ahead and take that too, just to get it off the possible list of options. If every single room was designed in 2 different ways, we're now in the Shroom Cave, I guess. You only really get names for these rooms, and there was just a better version of every room in the Void version, that'd be interesting. Let's see. Seems like the golem-like creature is now getting defeated by a giant collection of mushrooms, or maybe it's one mushroom combined. A lot of mushrooms are just one organism biologically combined. No, don't eat, don't eat. What is this thing? Alright, so you probably want to try and avoid the spores, and it seems to me like you gotta get the... Oh man, that hit pretty heavy there. Why is this thing so powerful? Shroom, delicious human. No, this can't be. How it ends. Eaten by a mushroom. Good meal. Evolve into higher being. Why would we get a special ending here? When the Master Shroom consumed the Rune Warren, the creature consumed Runecraft itself, so and thereafter shrooms throughout the land gained incredible intelligence and replaced humans at the top of the food chain. Now fungi rule the world. I don't understand why there would be a joke ending there. I've died so many other times to so many other characters. Boss battles in particular, and it's just never been a thing before. So yeah, that feels like that was a joke. Okay, we do have a weapon here that if we enhanced with mana that we don't have, that this might be our new replacement for the Hungry Demon. Well, we don't have mana for it right now, so we can't really do that. Right. And see, when you really trigger your attacks this way, it does seem like your attacks are so strong that your fury attacks can kill everybody and do everything. They'll use one thing, and that stunned me really badly. But we seem to have a fairly high gain. I almost died there. Oh, that stun. And see, I'm not hitting the guy in the middle as much as I'm hitting the character here. This is a little frustrating. To say the least. But I guess I just need to be kind of careful to stay in the middle. Well, it doesn't seem like even the middle is safe. Yep. And then really that was crazy that I had to attack after I defeated him. That really just goes to show where the combos seem like they've gotten a lot stronger and a lot more valuable in a boss fight, or at least particularly that boss fight where there are enemies that you potentially could hit all over the screen, taking up most of the screen. This Golem character has almost like a moon head, like a character that was a Burger King character back in the 70s or 80s. It was a real weird character looking thing. Disgusting, sticky creature. Ugh, just like a bug. At least I've got the bracelet back. Gorgeous, my gorgeous beauty is gone again. Who are you? Who is Nopi? Nopi is Nopi. Are you a Glazian? Nopi is Glazian. Glazian is Nopi. Is this what happened to all the Glazians? Questions, questions, questions. So many questions. Nopi asks questions. Yes, you. Answer Nopi. No, no, no. Nopi answer lady with gorgeous beauty. Gorgeous beauty has chosen her. Do you know what this bracelet is? Beauty, gorgeous beauty is bracelet of Zoe. Do you know how to use it? She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Nopi knows. But no, Nopi shuts up now. She wants to eat Nopi. Nopi, eat her first. Spit out the bracelet secret or I'll cut you in half. Half. Nopi is in half. Nopi must run. Oh, but oh no, Nopi is cornered. I'm losing patience, Nopi. Maybe I'll just start by cutting off your legs so I don't have to deal with a runaway. Nopi's legs. Nopi loves Nopi's legs. Nopi will tell you everything. I mean, this really does just feel like a parody of Lord of the Rings. Which, yeah, wasn't expecting that, and I don't think it really improves the story much. It's so weird this game seems to have 3 or 4 separate stories when one connected story better written. One connected story would almost certainly be better written. Then speak, how does the bracelet work? Nopi knows how it works. Beauty was Nopi's. Nopi used beauty to take wizard to land of dead. Big wizard go to land under sun. Bit wizard. Who is this big wizard? Big wizard is Magnus. Magnus is big wizard. This thing may have some use after all. Nopi take you to temple, says secret words to gorgeous beauty, and gorgeous beauty takes us to the land of dead. Temple, the one I was at? What are the secret words? Secret words, secret words. Secret word is Moturn's locus, I'm gonna say. I'm still having a lot of trouble reading a lot of this. Got it. Now leave. Leave, leave, leave. She let Nopi go free. She won't eat Nopi, but Nopi can still eat her. Actually, I think it will kill you. Run, Nopi. Nopi made her angry. Nopi wants to live. Now back to the temple. Alright, so it feels almost like that was supposed to be a joke that she was implying she was going to kill him, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if she's serious and just kind of an angry person, or if that's somewhat justified for him attacking her. Go ahead and save. So now the game is going to once again just have us running in circles. Enhance. and enhance one more time. The attack increased great here of 4, maybe pushing this sword up to 203, whereas if I was to try and enchant these at the moment, I really don't have enough runes, and if I was to start to try and dispose of some of these weapons, we could like dispose of this and that'll give us mana, but I don't know if it gets us any of these things back. At a certain point, unless I just have a ridiculous amount of mana to waste, I don't feel like it's worth it to potentially enhance this for 200 to find out that there's a level 2 rune there, to then dispose of it to get that level 2 rune. Yeah. I think I probably need to dispose of this too, so that I could get possibly another copy, even though there's not really an indication that that would be the case. And then this one needs a ridiculous amount of mana to enhance this, which makes me think that there's probably some secret around the Bloody Moon item. And then like enhancing this one again doesn't really make sense. So maybe I should just dispose of it. But should I be disposing of things now, or should I possibly wait till the very end of the game? Yeah. Being immune to petrification probably isn't really as useful as it sounds anyways, so getting that accessory. And then yeah, you definitely wouldn't want that rune on a weapon anyways. Right. So I spent the mana there doing upgrades to the weapon. I could have spent the mana doing instead upgrades to my abilities. You certainly really are at a point here where either you're going to grind or you're just going to rush towards the end of the game, depending on where your focus is. And I can't really say one way is better than the other to play, because it does seem rather wasteful to waste a lot of time grinding. Alright. So 193 if we can find level 4 things to put into it. And that's going to be the big question. Level 4 rune there. Don't have enough mana to enhance that. I possibly could get some of these levels back, but probably not all of them. I should probably try to enhance this more. See, like, none of these are level 4s, so doesn't quite make sense. And we can't, like, merge runes. What it feels like what should happen here is there should be a point where we become a master of runecraft, way better at runecraft than we are right now, and then that's going to potentially let us have those kind of blacksmith abilities that I kind of expect to see. Oh, and I'd kind of forgotten the boy was still with us. Mortis Locus. Camden, it works. Now we can get into the void without you losing any more of your soul. It says here how to get back. The portal shall open again once the words are again spoken. That's simple enough. This is the land of the dead. There's no telling what happens to a living person who enters. I'm ready for anything. Are you? There's still time to back out. I wouldn't think less of you. Let's do this. Right. Vivian, yeah? Thanks. Don't thank me yet. You may regret it. I know I won't. It would be interesting, I suppose, if it turned out that in entering the land of the dead, there is no air, there is no breath in the lungs of people, so you can't speak. Or it's very difficult to speak. We have another rift. Unlocked. Alright. So, going through there didn't immediately turn to a different looking world. You have to walk, I guess, a couple more screens. Very colorful, and then loading. So you finally make your way here, Vagrant. Yeah, the whole Vagrant name still doesn't feel right. Who are you? I am but a night owl seeking life in the darkness. So we've seen this character the whole time and seen nothing around it. You, from the boat. I'm starting to think that owls are symbols of bad luck. Just the opposite, I assure you. It is your unfortunate destiny that has attracted me. We're apparently just now floating in space. I suppose that's better. I'm glad to find solace in that fact. I guess I'm glad to find my misery so interesting. Interesting, yes, and so remarkable. Are you expecting to see my final moments because I'm not planning on losing the battle? Not in the least. Your actions have been very curious. All I desire of you is the answer to one question. What's that? Vivian Vermilion. What is it that you're looking for? Is it power, love, truth? Just survival, I suppose. Remarkable. A truly remarkable answer, yes. Is that so? This is the true nature of all things. Do not forget your answer, as it will guide you in your journey. Is the desire to survive really so unique? Farewell, my friend. I will be watching. Alright, okay. See you around, Owl. Yeah, it seems like it's weird to have this owl character. Definitely. But maybe that implies that there's more game and more mystery in this story than I think. Was that real? Did I imagine all of that? Ugh, the smell in here. Mold and mildew and death. Sickening. We've got to be careful. This place isn't for the living. ... Camden, are you afraid? What? Oh no. It's just... There was this bird person. You saw him too? I think, or was it a dream? A dream we both had? Maybe. He is something to me, but it was so surreal. But that dream is over. Now we have to deal with the nightmare. There was something I was supposed to understand. What was it? We need to focus. Let's go. Yes, of course. Suppose it would be slightly interesting. So this is like a portal, I assume, back to the previous area. So this is just a dungeon. It'd be slightly interesting if this really wasn't the Vagrant story as much as it was Camden's story. That's interesting art, I suppose, for a tree, but I guess it's not really anything. It's gonna get fairly annoying fairly quickly if we are gonna have people screaming the whole time. This definitely feels like this was just an excuse to pay an artist to paint more background art for one more region. But I can't say that's bad either. Here we've got some kind of laser bird. Immediately I'm seeing some problems with this new enemy. We know there's only so many more enemies left, but one that can fire lasers through walls and send particles to target us is a lot. I guess what I probably want to do is start at the bottom if we enter it at the bottom. Then we'll come back and investigate that area more. Have we fought these kinds of guys before? We may have fought those kinds of enemies before. We may not. Right. You can see there's some creepy movement happening in the background, which that's somewhat distracting. The goriness and creepiness of some of this animation feels completely out of place. Yep. At a certain level, am I not just killing dead souls who don't really deserve to be killed? I am, I guess, in a bottom lower part of this tall area. But they are just like straight up cannon fodder. And so there's a gate to take us lower. That was a massive amount of mana. So if all of a sudden we're going to run into characters that can drop 1,000 mana, that's a big different experience. I've played several games that have like horrific visuals in the games, and I would say if you're going to have something that feels like it's been inspired by something like H.R. Giger or Geiger, as his name is, I think, often mispronounced, there's, I think, an importance to making that be your consistent and only art style if you're going to have that kind of horrific imagery. So that the whole game should feel like that. You should probably tell the player, like in the first couple of minutes of gameplay, that this is what the game is going to look like, and either you appreciate that art style or you don't play the game. there's a danger of a very small percentage of players coming here for the cleavage and then getting completely scared off, literally or figuratively, when seeing the gore. Although it is a video game at a certain point, so if you weren't actually scared and you weren't a kid, I wouldn't think that would be fairly ridiculous. So we do know now that these go up to level 5. And with that, I think we equip this new weapon. Still don't have enough mana for that. And the thing here is just to enhance and see if another rune would show up on any of the other things. So go ahead and dispose of that. And go ahead and just dispose of that. Still don't have enough mana for enhancing that. And then I don't know if there's anything here I really would want to equip quite yet. Attack increase medium and attack increase major. Right. When we dispose of that, we got only one runestone still. Is there anything else? Nope, we're getting to the point where we just want to try to enhance this, and I'm hoping I'm making all the right decisions, but I could be making the wrong decisions. And let's see, we'll go ahead and equip medium potions, and then I could also be considering more upgrades. At a certain point, maybe seeing what level 5 Rune Warden gets us might be interesting, because that might be the maximum of the upgrades on Rune Warden, but it may be level 10, or it may be that that level just goes up no matter what. Further we go. I guess we have a slight... That's a powerful guy. We have a slight quietness in the music and the sound effects to make the screeching sound even more interesting. I may very well have just gotten a new piece of armor. Let's see. Yeah, I think we just picked this up. And that's at 56 where this is at 60, so if I enhance this more, now that's at 60 and 60. So if I wanted to increase the attack with another 4, and then add minor ice damage, and increase the HP, versus increase max rage twice, which is getting me up to like 199, and then be immune to permafrost, and then defense increase by quite a bit. I'm not sure that that's really a trade up. So any of these ones that have an empty slot at the beginning probably are things we found. The game feels so crazy though that like there totally could have been a real Diablo-esque experience. And at a certain level, maybe I'm just not into the idea of playing a Diablo-esque experience like Diablo 1 or Diablo 2 as much as I think I am. I'm gonna go ahead and save, but then I'm gonna come back. And I guess we can straight up fast travel. But yeah, if this was Diablo, you would be getting ruins all the time. You would have a very large number of enemies always around you to attack and grow. You'd be eating potions and mana vials all over the place. I think something just exploded. Somebody just killed themselves. Oh, wait, we now have holy armor. Yeah, I kind of wonder if that is what's going on here, is that this was supposed to be a major Diablo-esque experience originally, and it just didn't get to that point. Warned by sects of priests in the zealotry, whose zealotry led to religious conquest. In it we have critical rage regain, medium, and then there's an empty slot, which makes me assume that if I was to enhance this even more, it would not actually be any better. I don't think a 30 would get to 60. I mean, so I couldn't imagine this actually being a smart pick to spend mana on. Although, it is possible, since we have like this material, that we may at some point figure out how to use these kinds of items, some of which do feel like they might enhance a weapon or armor beyond its base stats. I have no idea what the mysterious hair is all about. Does seem like we also seem to collect quite a bit of random items that so far have shown no use at all. Well, I'll say those guys are annoying. They aren't annoying enough. This guy doesn't seem like you can actually hit him when he's locked up with his shit with helmet on. We're maybe getting to a point where there's too much platforming, and this might be a point where the platforming shows some of its flaws, in that you would hope for this platforming to be a little bit tighter and just like more manageable. Like this guy again. that was easy. So we have definitely gotten stronger since the last time we probably fought this guy. Yeah, I'm running out of things to really say at this point. Right, so that platform led me that way. So I have to use a potion. Like, I don't understand how I could go lower on this map. Like, that's what's confusing me. This must be lower. So then this must be lower, too. And we just got yet another piece of armor. And here we have another monster. So now we have mithril armor at 76. That would be a major upgrade. So obviously equip that. And we're now immune to poisoning, which maybe is useful, but maybe not. It will give us an interesting idea, certainly, as far as what upgrades, whether I can be petrified now and whether petrification really matters. At this point, keeping this around is not really worth it. So let's just see if we dispose of that. That gives us one rune. So that was totally wasteful. We need a little bit of more mana to upgrade that armor, but that was not a bad turn of events. And so we are here. So going here lets us start off at a higher point. Not that I think it really matters too much. I guess we can only jump down with some faith. So what it seems is that this is another one of those towers where I can't even jump up there. We still don't have that double jump. Yep. This seems like this is one of those towers where there is a just platform in the middle. I don't know if in Metroid or Super Metroid there is ever an instance where a room is like that. Because it really just feels like there should be two rooms there. Because you're really just teasing the player by implying it's one room. Alright. So, major increase in defense. That'll almost certainly be appreciated. I Still am kind of the feeling that a good defense is a good offense, though, so if I could get more mana to potentially get a even stronger weapon, or just straight up get a stronger weapon, I would probably appreciate that a little bit more. I guess we have either a really long way to go, or we don't know where we're going, because I don't see a target location listed at all on the map, which does open the door to possibly accidentally running into a boss fight way faster than we would expect. It's still very clear that doubling the amount of mana drops through the abilities was our best bet, so if there was possibly another way to get more mana through increasing your runecraft stat, that's probably something worth investigating. For the most part, this game has also turned into just a X button masher. I've really given up on the idea of doing combos like that. I can do it, certainly. I can also certainly use the rage and then regain the rage. But for most situations, it's probably easier to just let the rage get to the maximum and leave it there, and then get 15% extra damage because of my ability for having my rage at the maximum. This is a slower fight. That definitely felt like a bit of an experiment in what a slower fight would be like. Decrease damage taken by 20% instead of increase attack by 25%. I'll experiment with this. I don't know if I really have a lot of confidence in it, but there could be something there. I don't know if there was actually walls stopping me. Okay. So it seems to me like there probably is some extra secret passages. I maybe have missed some of it, and maybe I have missed not so much of it. Well, that gate certainly gives me an indication that that is the way they would like me to go, and that this whole area is probably supposed to be a bit of a puzzle. Let's talk to this character. Golden key for a treaty. Exchange a golden key for a treasure. Sure. No golden key, no treaty. Maybe that means that you should have saved all your golden keys up for this trade. And I guess this also says if golden keys were randomly spawned, which I don't know if they really are, you could then fast travel in this direction and trade them. The flames here are so much hotter than the ones I'm used to. Now it would be fairly crazy at this point to buy any of this unless you are just trying to buy them to then get runes off of them. So we just have a new village. You approach me without fear. Good, I have something you need. I will part for it for a very fair price. Now I don't know how many of these I would need to buy, but I can see myself potentially buying some large HP potions at this point, because it seems like this is the only place you can get them, and I could use some of that. Still crave flesh and flora, huh? So that's a different kind of ghost. The prices on the food are insanely expensive. And frankly, I think some of this food I may have already eaten. So this very well may be where all your gold is supposed to go. Is that you're supposed to just sell everything for food so you can have recipes. Mix, such interesting ingredients. Interesting, this is just different potions. Why there's 2 potion keepers in the same area, I do not know. Hello, it's true, I did have your situation to my advantage, but didn't you also get what you were looking for? Hee hee. Is that supposed to be some... Oh, that's the witch, Tall-Tree Witch that we killed. Speak. Now we've got some weapons here that are starting at 200, but it does certainly feel like there's a high chance that these things would just drop for free, and these are just all too expensive. This big bro's hammer feels like it's a reference to Thor's hammer. Let's see. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna damn you to the same fate. So this is another guy we killed. Are we supposed to really care that in the course of a story we killed people? Souls are the only currency I take. Interesting. Mana equals souls. So here we have a bikini. Offers as much protection as you can imagine. Price is 200,000 mana. Interesting, because this doesn't actually look like it's a piece of equipment, and if anything it implies that this is definitely where I would have thought the bikini would have made sense, is that you're at the end of the game, you potentially have a ton of extra mana, and then you would waste it on something silly like bikini armor instead of that being in the main story. And yet, that's really not the case. The bikini there, I guess, looks slightly different than the bikini armor we see her in by default. At a certain point you might say that she's wearing leather armor, and it's not really so much because it's a bikini. You could argue that maybe she was just poor and that's the only clothes she can afford, but yeah, that's hard to believe. My head. Where's my head? The woman, she took it from me. What happened? What happened to me? Yeah, I just don't care about any of this dialogue at all. I suppose if listening to the dialogue was going to provide me with a reward, I would really read it all out, but I don't think that's the case in this instance. Kill. I will kill them all. It definitely doesn't feel like any of these dead people have gotten better after being dead. In the background, you have just like horrific, gory stuff again. I guess this character is just weird looking. And yeah, I'm just confused as to why. It seems like they may have overlapped potions in both people who sell food and people who sell potions. Well, frankly, I'd still prefer the better overlap here would be to have only one red potion, one health potion. Alright, I'm gonna run back this way. And let's see. Save here. And let's run back this way. And let's go check that other path. Let's see. What was the other path? You go down here. Nope. The other path was up here. And then that takes you downward. The keys to open the seal were taken away by the devil lords who escaped from the void. Hunt them down and retrieve the keys. Okay. King of Flames located in the Fallen Kingdom. Lords of Judgment located in the Forest of Tombs. Frozen Queen located in the Ancient Snow Mountain. So, kind of post-game content there, I guess, to move us to the next, to move us to play more. Either that or that is part of the main story and we are going to just have to travel around to get all the keys to go any further in the void. And I assume those might be the bosses that we need to beat in the rifts. If not, then there are just going to be some special enemies now that will spawn that just wouldn't have spawned before. Let's just look here real quick and see, is there a massive abundance of anything? Not really. We have 22 apples at most. As far as materials, we have 24 meat chunks, which is our biggest item we've collected, and then we just have a lot of other stuff. As far as rune stones, we still don't really have a way to merge a rune stone or even do anything with them on the screen, so the A confirm button really doesn't matter. We've collected a lot of these things, but it's been a while since we've collected anything new there. As far as equipment, we probably need to stick with this weapon for a while. We probably need to stick with this armor for a while. We look, I suppose, for better versions of runes if we can find them, but I don't have a way of merging runes together, so it is seemingly fairly random. Reducing our damage taken by 20% feels like it's working fairly well, but I could be wrong. It could be better to go back to attack plus 25. We're in a pretty good position. I don't know what the difference here is. I guess a large potion gives you 60% HP, and extra large, or X, gives you 80% HP. So there really can only be one bigger red HP potion, if there even is one bigger, since the elixir already refills all your HP and rage. We have quite a lot of those. Also, we are not really capable of using the rage potions. Like, ideally, in the controller layout, you have the right bump and the left bump used for deciding what potion to drink, and then the left trigger to drink the potion. It would make a lot more sense if you had to go to the menu to equip a potion to the left bump and a potion to the right bump, and then most players by default would just have a rage potion on the left bump and the health potion on the right bump, or vice versa. But yeah, and then the left trigger probably should be a dodge to the left, with the right trigger being a dodge to the right, even if that would just be a little redundant. We're still really not doing anything with these skills, and we still have some abilities. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Another hour, and I kind of thought we might be done by now, but it doesn't seem like it. So that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.